Hi everyone, Nova here again from Brighter Outlook Counselling Service with this week's live stream Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Question, Answer and Support Session. Thanks for joining me here again this week. It's awesome to have you back as always. Okay, as always guys, please comment your questions below. We've got David Demars joining me here very shortly, and I'm going to let David in as soon as I see him. And David and I will, as we always do, try and answer as many of your questions as we possibly can. And I think I can see the David there already, so I'm going to let David in. And I can see Bron there. Bron, you're the first one. Howdy. Okay, David, let's try this. Add. Might adjust my camera a little bit while David's joining us. Hey David, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty good actually. Feeling good tonight, pumped, raring to go.
Oh, good.
Okay, David, we've got Brian. Oh gosh, we just lost someone there. Brian, Amy Reed's here. Rebecca Millard's here. Says hi, Nova and David. We've got Donna Rose Kirby. Donna says, hello, I need your help tonight. Well, please comment your question below, Donna. And yeah, David and I, as always, will do our best to answer your question for you and help you. We've got Sarah Jane Stewart there. Hi, Sarah, first-time watcher, she said. We've got Leola May, who says, hi, Nova and David. We've got Mary Mittiger there. Hello, Mary. Thank you for joining us. Now, guys, before David and I start, I'm just going to ask, as I ask every week, if you can hear us okay, please give us a little heart or a little wow face or a like, something like that, just to let us know that we're coming across okay. And also to be, I guess, to share, to help us raise awareness around narcissistic abuse, which is one of our goals. Besides helping everyone out, we want to spread awareness, don't we, David? And get more professionals talking about it and get more support for the victims of narcissistic abuse. Yeah. We've got Christy Moyle there. We've got Shaya Butter. Hi, Shaya. Yeah, so guys, yeah, just please comment your questions below, and David and I will answer as many as we can. With DJ Brooklyn's just joined us too. Hi, DJ. Okay, David, we had a bit of a chat. What are we going to talk about tonight?
Well, you were saying some people were asking us to talk about smear campaigns again.
Yeah,
we have one time before. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did put a bit of a questionnaire out during the week, and I said, hey guys, what do you want David and I to talk about? Hi, Patria. And I guess there were so many topics, and hopefully we'll get round to, working on those topics in the future. But it seems the most common one that I found, and with people talking to me, was I just can't get past this smear campaign. You know, I finally got out of the relationship, and it's destroying my life. So yeah, I thought that might be a really good idea to touch on that once again.
Yeah, it sure is. It's insidious, and it can reach in all parts of your life. It can continue for years. It can damage your health, So, and it's really important to know what to do, and the best thing to do is to understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so we've got Ray there, we've got Aletha, we've got Charlene, 13. Hey, guys. Yeah, everyone, please say hi and say where you're from in the world too. As you know, Dave and I love knowing where you're tuning in from. So yeah, please say hi. And Christy was there. David, so I guess why do they do it? Why does the narcissist engage in the smear campaign?
Sure. I say textbook because these are some of the textbook reasons, and they may not even appear that way, but they probably are. Um, it's a first reason would be a preemptive strike. Strike first. They believe you know how bad they are, or you're going to say bad things about them. And, they kind of think people are all like this. They're paranoid, whatever reasons, but they do it first because they think you're going to. They want everyone to believe that you're the bad one, not them. Another reason is maybe to advance themselves somehow. So target, attack, single you out to advance themselves, maybe in a group. It could be job or school, things like this, a social group. And another reason is they can't control you any longer, so they control people around you.
Yeah.
And that's really what they want to do, and it's continual abuse. And like I
Yeah.
said earlier, this could continue, and I've heard of cases for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's not much help. There's not nothing out there to tell you what to do, how to handle this. There might not be many resources to go to. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's as we know from talking to the people that come to see us, and people that tune in on these live streams, it's soul destroying. You watch, you've been abused for so long, and you've been worn down. This is if it's, I guess, in an intimate relationship, where that's what I'm talking about at the moment. I'm not talking about in a work relationship or anything like that, where certainly the smear campaign can take place as well. But
Yeah.
just, I guess, in an intimate relationship, you've been worn down, you've been abused for so long, and then whether you're discarded or whether you finally manage to break away, you think, well, that's it, and then it hits you that the toxic person in your life has been out smearing your name. And it's
Mhm.
absolutely, when you're as far down as you can possibly be, it's like they've got their foot on your head, trying to get you even further down. And it's just soul destroying, isn't it? Yeah.
It sure is. And I mean, the first thing we notice, it attacks your relationships. They may contact your mother, your father, your siblings.
Yeah.
These relationships could be already weak. They might not be that strong relationships you have after these. So then this person telling your father or mother, they might believe the stuff they're saying about you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I guess
and a
we've got,
total attack on,
sorry, go on, David. Yeah.
a total attack on your reputation.
Yeah.
Completely. And that tarnished reputation, it could last forever. Yeah.
That's right. Mud sticks, doesn't it? You throw
Yeah.
enough mud, it's going to stick. And these smear campaigns can, as you said, destroy their reputation, ruin their job, their job prospects. For instance, if they were, someone, I don't know, maybe they were in a caring position, they were, in a aged care facility. I'm just pulling things out of my hat here, or, a nurse or something like that. And then you go around tarnishing their reputation, saying, hey, they've been abusing our children, or they've got drug and alcohol issues, and they drink drive, and they go to work inebriated, and just all these crazy things to make people think badly of you. These can literally destroy people's careers, and of course just their lives in general.
I know people, I've had people tell me where they followed them along, and from job to job, and they're getting them fired. They're getting them not hired at jobs like this.
Yeah,
It'll attack your health. I mean, if you have to go to therapy, take medication, antidepressants, right?
yeah,
Sleep deprivation. Maybe you start eating disorders, abusing chemicals, addictions,
yeah.
you
Well,
know.
that's the
And the
thing, isn't
final
it?
one, final one is suicide. Final one is suicide. Lots of people are committing suicide from smear campaigns. A
Yeah,
ton.
yeah. and
Yeah.
and that's the thing, isn't it, David, that through the abuse, and just that, the insidious nature of narcissistic abuse, and the I guess the consistency of it, people often do, resort to self-medicating, and drinking, and doing you know, those kinds of things, just to relieve their anxiety, you know, and taking, you know, antidepressants, which is, you know, I'm certainly not having a go at antidepressants. But the thing is, the narcissist will. The narcissist will go, oh, she's on pills, you know, she's abusing the pills. She's, you know, drinking 3 bottles of wine a night. She's, you know, she's out of control, making out that, you know, you're an out of control alcoholic or, you know, drug abuser, when really you're trying to, I guess, get through the trauma of the abuse. And self-medication is often one of those the repercussions of that abuse, and it's used against you.
Yeah, it sure is. And I'm glad you called it abuse, because that's what this is. It's abuse. It's
Yeah.
abuse. And and then bringing up with abuse, what do we feel? Hopelessness, helplessness. Don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that's what they're betting on. Like you said, they're betting on your reaction. Most common tactic they do is they get everyone convinced you're smearing them. So they claim, they scream smear campaign, and you're saying all these bad things about them. And as they're slipping in, you know, they're a little crazy, they're a little unstable. That's why they're doing this. And, you know, it's just, and then you're trying to defend yourself, right? Like natural thing to do, defend yourself. And that's typically the wrong thing to do.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that. Like you just said, that to defend yourself is a natural reaction, which it is. You hear like these slanderous lies that can potentially ruin your career, ruin your marriage, ruin it, you know, just ruin all parts of your life. You want to go in there and you want to defend yourself. You want to prove yourself right, and you want to go, well, here's what actually happened. But as we know, and this is what we tell everyone, this is absolutely the wrong thing to do, because the narcissist, as you said, with his or her preemptive strike, has preempted anything that you can possibly say to defend yourself, and they always have a plausible explanation, don't they? So it's just, it's pointless going in if you backfire.
Yeah, and what they do, the perfect recipe is they're the victim and the hero. So it's poor me, what they did to me, during the relationship. Look what they're doing to me now. Look what they're calling me. And then they play this hero with these like heroic acts. Like, I'm telling you what this person's all about, just to spread awareness, just to help you out, just to let you know, that they need help. Maybe he's suicidal, she's suicidal. She really needs help. So they act like a hero, and but they're the victim. Victim hero, victim hero. That's good
It's
thing to
always
look for.
under, they're very good actors. I guess that's what they do, to protect, sustain that false self. And it's always done, the maliciousness of the smear campaign. And as you said, it's abuse. This abuse is always instigated under the guise of caring. And which I guess is what you just said. It's always, it can be things like, I've been trying to help her, and, she just won't be helped. And I even said I'd go to counselling, and she just continues to drink, and there's nothing I can do. So I'm throwing my hands up. Can you help her? And then they come, as you said, come across as that caring, compassionate, partner, ex-partner. And what it does is it paves the way for them to transition into their new life without being the villain. And that's another part of the smear campaign, isn't it? Balancing that transition so that society doesn't look at them and go, what a mug, he's or her, they've left this person and then just moved on with someone else. They need to protect their integrity. They need to be reinforced from the community that what those assumptions that are attached to that false self that says I'm superior, I'm omnipotent, I'm better than everyone else, they need reinforcement from the community that those assumptions are correct. So that integrity has to be protected at all costs, doesn't it? So that's why they have to make you look so bad and make that preemptive strike so that they can go onto, you know, the next target and not only have their integrity intact, but have everyone feeling sorry for them because they did all they could for you, the ex, you know, victim.
Yeah, right. It perfectly said. And they are delusional people mostly. These are people that are, pathological liars. They lie to themselves. They tell themselves what they want to believe to handle things. So these people can appear as believable victims. They
Yeah.
might believe some of the victimization they're claiming, the accusations. Yeah.
They justify it, don't they? The abuse that they dish out, yes, it's intentional, but they justify it in their own minds to, you know, to bolster that false self. They justify it in the fact that you deserved it somehow. If they're
Yep.
discarding you, that's because you failed in your duty. You went from off that pedestal because you were no longer reflecting back to them how amazing they are. They don't take it into consideration the fact that you are no longer able to reflect that because you have been abused so horrifically. No, that doesn't matter. The fact is, you can't give them what they want, which is to tell them that they're amazing, and you need to be punished now because you're no longer what you implied that you were. You know, I think we've said this
Yep.
before, but you know, we say you lied. You know, you said you were this amazing person in the beginning and that you thought I was wonderful and that you were going to love me forever, and then you changed. You know, started telling me I wasn't such a good person anymore. And this is how they justify and rationalize the abuse.
Yeah, absolutely. Continuously. Yeah, they're doing it in the relationship. They do it at the end of the relationship, and they do it after the relationship.
Yeah.
Yep,
Well, let's talk
completely.
about that, David, because I know many people would still be under I guess, the idea that the smear campaign starts, you know, when the relationship finishes. So let's
Hmm.
talk about that, like how the narcissist is so very careful and meticulous about when and how they start the smear campaign.
Right. Well, think about the times that they started maybe separating or isolating you from other people. When they started telling you, yeah, I don't really like your sister, or they raised doubt with you and your sister. Maybe your sister doesn't like you, or they do these things to isolate you from other people. That's the same time they're telling other people bad things about you, typically. Yeah,
Yeah,
during the devalue stage, right? After, like you said, you lied to them. You fell off the pedestal.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
no longer idealized. No more
yeah,
love bombing. Devalue. Yeah, you're no good. You lied to me. You're
yeah.
not perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? The narcissist has this idea. They actually believe that in the beginning, the new target is perfect. It doesn't matter how many times they go through this love bomb, devalue, you know, discard phase. They actually believe in the beginning that this person is perfect. So as we know, a narcissist thinking is black or white. You're either good or you're bad. So once you fall off that perch and you start reflecting back to them that, hey, you know, you're not as good as I thought you were because they're abusing you, you know, you start questioning their behavior, then you become all bad. So you were amazing and you were perfect in the beginning, then you're all bad.
Right. Right. And this is a pattern they're doing all the time. So people that date all the time and take zero responsibility for a bad relationship, which is what they're in every relationship, they always blame the other person.
Yeah,
So it's just so easy. It's just so easy to believe the next person is the right one. It makes me feel really good. My hormones go up, and oh, this person's answer to all my problems. I just needed Mr. and Mrs. Right. And this is you. They think it's you.
yeah,
And then all the problems come back. They start again. All their problems surface. And yeah.
yeah, that's right. And I guess the smear campaign, it's they. it's a setup, isn't it? Because they engage in it in the middle of the devaluing stage. You know, often when they've sighted their new target and they have their eyes on that new target, like a chess player, just like a chess player. It's like, I'll make this move, I'll tell this person this thing, I'll isolate her from that person. And like a chess player, they make up all these moves with the end result being they move on untarnished, their reputation untarnished, to the new target. So they start setting this up very early on in the devalue stage, don't they? They start sowing the seeds in people's mind. Oh, you know, he started to drink a little, you know. I'm getting a bit worried about it, but the relationship continues. But those seeds are sowed so that when they are discarded, the narcissist can go, well, yeah, I told you, and it got out of control. And I guess the flying monkeys, the people that he's engaging in that smear campaign, they hold on to that little snippet of truth, and they go, yeah, I remember that happening, and they believe the narcissist. This is why it's just so destructive.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the best way to control your partner and that relationship, if that's what you want to do, is control every single person around them, you know, control their family, you know, by way of their family, their friends, their boss. Yeah.
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 And what a better way after the relationship's end to just, I guess it's the final nail in the coffin, isn't it? To completely and utterly destroy you. It's not good enough
Right.
just to leave you, you know, without any closure at all. The narcissist, that is the ultimate source of power for them to show them that they are correct, that yes, they are powerful, to absolutely destroy you in the end. And often it
I,
works.
I've had, it's so sad. I've had victims tell me that they believe what their ex is saying when they know they didn't even do it, but their ex kept saying they did it, and they're this person, this bad person for so long to other people. They kept hearing it. They started believing it themselves. It's just really, really sad.
Yeah. So just before we start answering some questions, let's just finally talk about what victims should do when the smear campaign starts, and often they don't find out, you know, till after the relationship, or after they've been discarded, or after they've left. What should they do?
Uh, Lots of things you can do and lots of things you shouldn't do, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I just got to stress is almost nothing. Almost nothing. There's things you can do behind the scenes, but you don't want this person seeing any kind of reaction from you. That's what they're trying to do. You cannot forget they're trying to control you.
Yeah, they want to know that they hurt you. They want to know that they succeeded, don't they? And they
Sure.
planted all the seeds in everyone's brain. So they're pretty sure that you will go in to defend yourself. They've already stitched that up. So yeah, but guys, the best thing you can do is nothing. You know, as David and I say quite often, give them the rope and let them go off at the mouth and say all these horrible things. Let them show you evidence, you know, that you're crazy, and let them go on and on and on. But when the people see you doing nothing and they get to know you, and you're just going on with your life and you're healing, and you're not reacting to the abuse, which is what the smear campaign is, people will start to put two and two together, and they will look back at this person and go, like, you know, they are just doing this non-stop, and running this person down all the time, continually. And you know, this person has never said a bad word about them, you know, and they're just getting on
Yeah.
with their lives. And that's eventually what people will see. And this is what you have to hold on to, because I know how horrific it is during the smear campaign, but you have to trust that they will show their true colours eventually. And the
Right.
people that David, you lose people in the smear campaign. It's inevitable. And this is one of the most painful things, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be. It can be. Sure, you can lose a lot of people. You can. There's
Yeah,
some things that to know, and I gotta say that a few different things going on, and you touched on them. They're great. We tend to value their opinion too much. We put too much stock, too much time, too much energy, too much money, too much thought into that relationship and into this person. They have knocked us down. They've killed our confidence, our value. When
yeah,
this relationship is over, we are so scared of what they think and what others will think. You know, we're so scared of that. And we have to realize usually the damage isn't as bad as we're afraid of. Okay.
yeah,
Really ask yourself what can happen? What can happen from this? What can they do? What will
yeah,
others do? Usually it's not much. Usually
yeah,
it's not. But it's important to remember that. And the best thing to handle it, so you've got a couple different things, right? We worry about what they think. We worry about what they're going to do. We worry about what other people will think, right? And what it looks like. And then there's things that we need to do for ourselves. Okay.
yeah,
So, real important, real easy. Sum it up on what it looks like to everybody else. Keep a contrast. Total, night and day contrast. Let
right.
them talk. You're not talking, period. You're not talking about them. You're not defending yourself. Nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Easiest thing
Absolutely.
to do.
Fantastic advice there. And yeah, look, I know how hard it is for people because it's not only that you want to defend yourself. Often there's that that element of revenge there, where you're like, hang on a minute, I can show you. They're showing you this and saying this about me. You wait till till I tell you what they did and what I know about them. And there's that element of revenge there, but the point is you can't get revenge against a narcissist because they don't have that they don't have that emotional connection to be hurt because they've got no empathy. The only thing you can do is enrage them, and their narcissistic rage will probably overshadow anything you can do to kind of prove your point. And like that, they have no empathy. So you can't you can't hurt them. You can't hurt someone who doesn't kind of, I guess, have any empathy or
That's
feelings or
right. But right. But like you said, give them enough rope, they'll hang themselves. This is antisocial behavior, everyone.
yeah,
And a lot of us, we forget this. A lot of us, we're just too afraid of what they're going to do and not realize and just relax, sit back and understand that this is gross. This is disgusting. This is antisocial. People don't like it, naturally don't like it. I know people like gossip and drama and stuff like this. People don't like wild, nasty accusations talking bad about people. Doesn't
yeah,
matter if it's true or not. People don't like it. They don't want to be a part of it. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to participate.
yeah,
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Um,
And can I be
narcissism
offended?
needs people. I want to say this. Narcissism needs other people for narcissists to be narcissists.
Yeah,
Smear campaigns need people. Okay. Somebody can sit and it doesn't matter where they go and talk, or what they say. It's other people's support and reaction to this. And I know we were
mm,
afraid of that, but other people, this should be a rule for us and everybody. By participating at all, by participating in a smear campaign,
yeah,
you are playing judge and jury. And we don't do that. You can't do that. And you just can't. Yeah, I just
yeah.
wanted to get that up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, one absolutely fantastic point. And with regard to losing people, or having people believe the narcissist, as we know, people love gossip. Sorry, some people love gossip. So as well as having people that just go, I wish they'd shut up. All they do is, I guess, dish the dirt on other people. Why can't they just talk about something productive instead of, trying to bring other people down, and do something productive with their time? Um, the people that they will sway are people that love gossip, and love hearing bad stuff about other people. They don't tune in for any kind of intellectual conversation. They don't tune into your conversation for any kind of stimulation other than you're dishing dirt. Just like people love watching Jerry Springer, and getting, just seeing people dish the dirt and upset other people. Some people get a kick out of that, and that's the type of people that will be swayed by the smear campaign. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, we like to think we have principles, right? And we can't allow them to ever be to change all the time and be compromised. If we don't like that behavior, if that's not okay, then it's not okay, and it doesn't matter who's doing it. Yeah.
yeah, true. Okay, maybe we might start answering some questions. We've got a heap of people joined in. So let me go back to the beginning and see who is here and what questions we've got. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Charlene's here. And Charlene says, when you're done, David, I left my 2-year... Oh, there's just so many questions. They keep floating away. Oh, where did you go, Charlene? Sorry, Charlene, your question just floated away. As soon as it pops up again, I will answer it. I'm so sorry. I will get back to you, Charlene. Okay, so I can see Christy Moyles is here with a question. Hi, Christy. Christy says, do you think it is possible to rekindle lost friendships after the narcissist had launched their campaign? I tend to see lost friends as being never genuine to begin with, but is that too simple? Good question, Christy. Can we ever, get these people back and trust them again? What do you reckon, David?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say never. And, you know, I mean, the problem with these smear campaigns is they strike first, right? We tend to believe the first thing we hear, and that's a
Yeah,
problem. But if your friends know you, they shouldn't be siding with your ex and believing and listening to that, at least coming to you and talking to you about it. These friends you lost may not be that good of friends.
yeah,
Evaluate your friendship you have first.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
give it some time. Always give things time. If you want a relationship back, try again later.
Yeah. Look, it's a really hard one, isn't it? But I think there's a lot to be said about, when times are tough, people show their true colors. And I'm kind of the thinking if someone is there for you through thick and thin, they will, as you said, come to you and not be swayed by, vicious gossip like that. So yeah, maybe it is time to weigh up those friendships and evaluate them, Christy. If they can come to you with a sincere apology and be absolutely remorseful for, being swayed, maybe they had something going on in their lifetime. You just don't know. But I guess if they can show that real sincere remorse, then you've got a crack at resurrecting that friendship. But it would have to be a very, very sincere effort. Yeah,
Yeah.
not black and
Yeah.
white. Yeah. Okay. Uh, got Jay Evans there. Hi, Jay. Susan Simpson's there. Um, Okay, Charlene, I've got another comment by you, so I'll try and find that question soon. Charlene says, my ex-narc would say that I was the narc when I'd defend myself. Yeah, that's just projection, Charlene. Every time, look, I say to people, whatever comes out of a narcissist's mouth is basically a confession. If they're saying something derogatory towards you, it's because that's what they're doing or that's what they're capable of. So if it's just projection, they I guess get all that stuff out of that true self. They splurge it out and they shine it onto you and they attack it, and you become everything that they hate about themselves. So if they're calling you a narcissist when you're trying to defend yourself, one, it's a good reason. I guess a good example why you should never ever defend yourself against a narcissist. Remember, we never jade with a narcissist. That acronym that we use, JADE, justify. We never justify ourselves. We never argue. We never defend, and we never explain, because that's what the narcissist wants. He wanted you to defend yourself so he could jump in and go, "That's not me. That's you." And just project it all back onto you. And you just go crazy because you've got evidence there that it's them. So it's just projection, Charlene, and just don't engage in defending yourself, and just remember everything they say about you is what's going on for them. Yeah.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right. Really important to not look, do is whatever you can to not look at this stuff, not hear this stuff. Don't see it. It's damaging.
Yeah.
You can only take so much. You're a human being. You can't have this all the time. All the time. You're a bad, horrible person. You can't have that. You got to have some support. Get some people on your team to tell you good things,
Yeah.
positive things like this.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, try
You,
not
you,
to see it. Try not to look at it.
you can think that's the thing. You think, a few weeks down the track, oh, I'm so much stronger now. And you think that you're strong enough to listen to that stuff. But they've got to remember that you're still vulnerable. And as you said, we're only human, and hearing horrible things and all the time that the narcissist will attack the things that mean the most to you. So they will go for the chinks in your armor. So, the one I hear the most is they will attack your parenthood. They'll say, you're a disgusting mother, you're a disgusting father, you did this and you did that, and look what you've done to our children. And they will get at the very thing, very core of you. So you don't want to hear this stuff because it's going to hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the smearing through children, mutual children, right? Little kids talking bad about the other parent through the kids.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all wrong. It's all
So
wrong.
important not to listen to it. Yeah.
Yeah, we tend to think when there's something we can't control, we just keep thinking about it and thinking and obsessing and ruminating about these, and we think that it cures our anxiety about the situation. We
Yeah.
have some control over it, but most of it you don't. Most of
Yeah.
it you don't. Yeah.
And it's good that you say that, David, because a few people I've spoken to actually, just in the last couple of months, they've said, on our, I guess, our second or third session, they've said, Nova, when you told me, when it finally sunk in, I have no control. This is what I try to reinforce. You have no control in that other house. You cannot control what the narcissist says to your children because it's not enough to get picked up by child protection, and it's going to happen and you cannot stop it. And once they just finally get it and it sinks in that it's something that's just beyond their control and they need to just start focusing on what they're doing in their home, both of these people said, I kind of got a sense of peace. I came to a sense of
Mhm.
peace with
Yeah,
that's something that happens, but I just have to do the best I can and be the happiest parent I can be for the kids.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, try to realize all of this. You guys are in a bad, unhealthy relationship, right? They're super bad, unhealthy. You're leaving them. You're leaving them there. Let them keep acting that way, and you just keep getting healthy, become the beautiful person you're meant to be the whole time. Be successful. You know, it's the best. It's the
Yeah.
best. Keep that contrast, you know?
Yeah. And yeah, and even with kids, it's awful to think, the other parents saying horrible things about you. But the kids will get to a stage when they hear, one parent dishing the dirt on the other parent, and they see the other
Yeah.
parent, not reacting to it and getting on with their lives and being happy and productive. And eventually that will click with the kids too.
Children don't like anybody in the world talking bad about their mom or their dad. Children don't like it. So don't do it back. It won't work.
Yeah. Melanie Tennant said, hi, Melanie. She says, he accuses me all the time of cheating on him. And yeah, that's just another example, Melanie, of projection. If they're accusing you of doing that, then there's a fair chance, for, probably a 99.999% chance that that's what they're doing. And they want to get you all confused. So you go, oh, no, I didn't. It's you. And it takes the focus off them. So it's just prediction. And it's basically a confession when they accuse you of doing,
Yeah,
when they're predicting.
right.
Susan Simpson says the abuse from family members can only stop when you stop listening. Yeah, that's right, Susan. You can only be affected, by if you listen to it, if you hear it. So you have to make that conscious decision to shut it off. Yeah.
It's the healthier thing to do. You're doing the right
Mm.
thing anyways.
Catherine Jane Walker says his words were, I did not have a nice word to say about him anymore. Yeah, same, Catherine, just absolute projection. He's just telling you about himself.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Good point. Anybody that
Um,
says bad things about people all the time, talks bad about people, accusations, that's how they feel about themselves. They hate themselves. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You've always,
No, no good, happy, yeah, no good, happy, successful people do this. They don't sit there and talk bad about people.
yeah. That's
Don't
what I
need to.
mean. Like, yeah, and this is what people will recognize. You know, if all you're doing is going on and trashing someone all the time, people will look at that eventually and go, "Can you not do something productive?" You know, we're sick of hearing about this, and eventually they will, cotton on that no one's reacted, and that this person is doing nothing in their time, but dishing the dirt on someone else. And this is what's so important, not to react and not defend yourself against it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
We got Nicole Roberts there. Hi, Nicole. We've got Lahan Carmichael. Hi, Lahan. She says, geez, it's like you are describing my ex-husband. Oh,
I'm sorry.
that Lahan, yeah. Um, okay, we got Vicky Jane there. Vicky Jane says, that was my live projection. Yeah. Okay, just looking for some more questions. Uh, okay, Shelley Whiteley's there. I'm just going to open yours up, Shelley. Oh, where have you gone? Right. Shelley says, their fake image and protecting that from being exposed is a huge priority, and also another reason for the smear campaign. If they paint you as crazy, mentally ill, messed up, they manipulate how others view you. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? In a nutshell, David.
Yeah, and it supports what their delusion of themselves. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's and they isolate you. You know that when they're instigating this horrific smear campaign, it becomes even more destructive because it isolates you from your supports, because as you said earlier, they go around to your mother and your father and all your friends and your work colleagues and that, going, you're horrible, or they put it out in the media that you're horrible, and this isolates you, and it gives you no support when you need it the most. So it's just
Absolutely. They got it. Yep. Yep. Take away your support, take away everybody that's there for you, everyone on your team. Yes. Absolutely. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
yeah. Christy says, guys, how do you deal with the flying monkeys, especially if they were once close friends or family? David?
Well, the same way, right? What can you do? A flying monkey, I mean, if they're coming over and attacking you, that's abuse as well. They have no right to be a participant in this, do they? No. They're playing judge and jury, and it's none of their business.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's none of their business. Um, what you've got to remember, Christy, is that I imagine it hurts. It hurts, losing these close friends or family. But this is what we were talking about losing people. The people that are there for you will be there for you no matter what. And unfortunately, this is one of the fallouts from a narcissistic relationship, is you do lose loved ones. So hopefully the people that are really, really closest to you won't, become a flying monkey. Yeah.
And don't forget, a lot of these people start seeing the truth after a while. They want to they want to continue contact with this sick person. A lot of times they start seeing it eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Melanie Tennant says, my narc says something very similar, that I work with a lot of men. And I always included him with all my work colleagues. However, I was never included with his. How common is this, David? It's a way of of preempting and getting in early with that smear campaign, like making it, hey, she's been flirting, with all these men at work, and creating some drama around that where you go in to defend yourself, so that, maybe further down the track, they can go, well, you were flirting, at work, you did this, this, and this. So I thought I'd do the same, where, you weren't doing anything. They just make stuff up too, so that their behavior and their integrity remains intact.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. They fight with their spouse, their partner. They become an opponent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness. Okay. Who else have we got here tonight? Oh, gosh, my pen isn't working. Catherine Jane Walker says, misery loves company. Absolutely, Catherine. If they're down, they want to bring you down. And once you're down, they go up. They become happy. So you can never be on the same playing field as them.
And flying monkeys. Flying monkeys love it. They love the sickness, the toxicity, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely. We've got Heidi here. Hi, Heidi. We've got Marnie Wichua, says the most amazing advice. Thank you so much. Absolutely our pleasure, Marnie. Okay, we've got Christine Sheridan here. Hi, Christine. Let me just open up your question. Okay. Christine says, I'm dealing with a sister-in-law who has it in for me for some reason. She can't control me, and it's really getting to her. I've been physically attacked, oh goodness, and had my leg broken by her. She then took an AVO out against me, harasses me with endless nasty letters and texts, to which I ignore. I'm hoping for karma to kick her butt. Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope so too. Uh, Look, if she's a narcissist, at the very least, she sounds extremely toxic. I would be staying away from her, blocking her at every avenue, blocking her on your phone, and just having absolutely no contact with her. Just because she's your sister-in-law does not mean you have to have contact with her. And this is, something that David and I see a lot, is that people feel obliged, to have contact and remain in contact with these abusive people because they're relatives.
Yeah, that's right. And we don't. You first. If someone's abusing you, it's not, you got to stop it and get some legal advice. I hope. I mean, obviously, I hope police have been involved already. There's a police report. Start documenting. Harassment is just unwanted attention, guys. Talking about you forever is unwanted attention. Making videos about you or stuff, posting stuff on social media, unwanted attention. That's harassment. And
Yeah.
this person keep contacting you and physically attacking him. This is all harassment, borderline stalking. So I
They've got
would
no right.
contact a lawyer.
Yeah, no, absolutely no right. And I'm glad you mentioned that, like the social media, David, because that's another tool, guys, and I'm sure you've been through it. And this is another avenue where I think victims get caught up in putting stuff out there, in the media, whether it's, I don't know, Facebook or YouTube or, Instagram, whatever it is. But,
Yep.
if they want to dish the dirt and get it out there to the world, let them. It's no different, is it? It's no different. Let them dish the dirt, and you ignore it, because people will see, once again, they're dishing dirt and they're doing nothing productive. So, people that aren't, the gossip hungry people will recognize that eventually for what it is. Let them hang themselves. Yeah. But
Yeah,
too
right.
often, sorry, Dave, too often we
Yeah.
see, people, victims responding and putting, memes and stuff out there in response to the smear campaign. But what they don't realise is that people just see this as tit for tat. Oh, he said, she said, he said, she said, and they don't recognise who started it first. They don't care who started it first.
Yep.
But if you remain
Yep.
in contact, it's very obvious who is the person dishing out the unwarranted, information.
That's right. I'm so glad you said that because they are looking for a fight, and you've got to keep that contrast. This is not a fight, right? So smear campaigns are social aggression. It's very aggressive behavior.
Yeah.
It is targeting, attacking, talking, bad accusations, pointing fingers. It's all aggression. It's aggressive behavior. It takes two people to fight. It takes two aggressors to fight. So there will be no fight. Don't make it a fight. You do nothing and you let them be the aggressor. You let them make accusations, point the finger, talk bad. Period.
Yeah.
And you do not do anything. It's the only thing you can do, and it's a beautiful thing. I
Yeah.
know it doesn't seem like it, but
It is.
after
It is a
months,
beautiful
after
thing.
months, it's undeniable proof. Undeniable proof. They're still talking about you months later. Undeniable.
Yeah.
Undeniable. Anybody that believes that anymore after months of that is so sick themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also proof that they are still thinking about you. You're sitting
Mhm.
here getting on with your life and doing all this wonderful stuff with your life, and you are still in their head. And this
Right.
is just proof that there's something wrong because they won't stop thinking about you and, just getting on with their life. And if you're
That's
still
right.
in someone's head, year, 2 years down the track, there's something wrong. They need to be moving on. Yeah.
Right. And the best way to make them stop is they act after time, they realize you don't care anymore. You don't care. You don't react to it. You're on doing your own life. You don't do anything about it. They stop. It's just unwanted energy they spend after so long. They see.
Yep. So let them engage in their smear campaigns, guys, and just don't defend yourself and don't react and don't listen to it. Don't let yourself hear it.
Yep.
Ah, okay. Um, do, 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 do. We've got Denise West there. Hi, Denise. Denise says, "Why do I keep falling back into my recent ex-husband's trap, even when I know I should do cold turkey from him?" Oh my goodness. Did you want to answer that, David?
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got to heal from this injury, this pain, right? It hurts. We've got to heal from it. Got to get away from the source. How do we stay away from it? Right? We've got to learn. We've got to understand what happened. Got to understand what he is, what you are, what happened, why. Start learning, 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 learning. Best way to do that is talk to a professional who is an expert in that field.
Yeah,
Best way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But Denise, I want you to really go away and study up on trauma bonding because this is a big reason why victims do keep going back. You need to learn, not only do you need to heal and learn, engage in that self-care and talk to a professional who understands narcissistic abuse, but you have to know why you keep going back because it's not because that you're stupid. It's because there's a reason that you've become addicted to your abuser, and you have to learn about that so that you can undo those behaviors. And that once you understand why you keep going back, you can better put strategies in place to stop you from doing that. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you're addicted to the trauma of your brain hormones going up and down, just like a drug addict. And
Mm,
after some time goes away, we feel bad about ourselves. Our self-worth goes down. Lots of shame involved. Feel like bad people. We go back thinking that that makes us feel better. Our brain, our depressed mind tells us that's what we need. That's what we want. We're no good without them. Uh,
yeah. Yeah. We
support,
yeah.
support, get people in life.
Absolutely. It's a lose-lose situation because your abuser, I'm not going to talk about trauma bonding tonight, but your abuser becomes the the person who's made you anxious and made you feel like you need them through the push pull
Mhm.
strategies they
Yeah.
use, and then the abuser becomes the only one who can relieve your
Mhm.
anxiety from the abuse. So it's this lose-lose catch-22 situation. This is why you keep going back to your abuser. They cause the abuse, and then they're the only ones who can relieve the anxiety from the abuse. And this is why you have to learn about why you keep going back. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to learn and why you keep doing it so you can stop. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Perfect.
Charlene's there. Charlene. Hi, Charlene says, I gave my ex-narc 8 chances and he used and abused them all. Yeah, and that's because of who he is. As you know now, Charlene, he was never going to be any different. He took you back simply so he could discard you again. Yeah, it's a game to them. Yeah, unfortunately, you're the innocent victim who fell for the I guess the love bombing and then all those breadcrumbs they kept throwing out to hook you back in. But at least you're away from him now, Charlene, and you know and you can heal and move on. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Who else have we got here? Um, uh, Joe Sheridan's here. Joe says, my brother married a dangerous narcissist who has nearly run out of rope. She has lied and cheated on my brother, forged my mother's signature, broke my sister's leg to put an AVO on my sister. Oh, my goodness. And on my sister. She lies to police as well. We have family businesses she's trying to steal. We are lawyered up and have been to hell and back, but are not going to let her win. We are weak from the fight. Oh, my goodness, you poor things, Joe. Wow. What do you say to that, David?
Well, it sounds like a sociopath, but I mean, you got to take this the complete legal route. You
Yeah,
can't do anything with them anymore. It's all police, lawyers. I'm serious. You
yeah,
know, you can
yeah.
sue these people for this kinds of stuff.
Yeah. There's a difference, isn't there, between not defending yourself against, a smear campaign that you've got no control over, but stuff like that, that is actionable through the law, through the police, then absolutely you have to go the whole hog and make them accountable for their actions. Yeah. But yeah, you're weak from the fight. Yeah, I would imagine you are, Joe. That's just horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Um,
is criminal and civil. You can sue for this. Get some help. This is horrible. I'm
yeah.
telling you, this is how bad it can get. It can just continue and for so long, for so long.
Yeah. Okay, we got Rebecca there from Sydney. Rebecca Cop. Hi, Rebecca. Uh, who else have we got? Just looking for some more questions. Um, Julie's here. Julie Kachemity says, I've never helped anyone so much. I'm just going to open your question up. I've never helped anyone so much, and I've been trying to ignore it. But now I have PTSD. He won't stop taking me to court, and I've known him as a friend for over 20 years. Some friend. How do I get out of this when I only tried to help? He keeps controlling my life when he discarded me as a friend with some intimacy over 4 years. He even had his own room, Jules. Thanks. Oh goodness. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, David, why Julie's being taken to court, but yeah, certainly I guess the same rules apply. Just try and not react to their false allegations. If you're being taken to court and it's false, don't react to it. But certainly get your lawyer on board and talk to your lawyer about the fact that this is just it's slander, isn't it, David? It's vexatious and it's malicious.
You can actually sue someone for taking you to court too many times. Frivolous lawsuits and things like this. You can actually sue them, and the judge will make a movement that they can never sue you again. They can never even try to.
Yeah, it's
Look into it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you say that. The same thing in Australia now. I'm not sure if this applies in the States, but in Australia, people often make vexatious and malicious reports to child protection services. And now the department has the authority and the power to actually make a, like say that the person who's making the reports is in the wrong, and they can punish them and I guess
Great.
bring charges to them,
Good.
because this stuff sticks. The mud is being slung at victims, and so often it sticks. So if it can be proven that time and time again people are just making absolute malicious reports simply to use the system, I guess the same as the
Yeah.
judicial system, to get and punish their intended target. Well, now the department has the power to punish them, and yeah.
That's great. That's great because that's just pursuing someone using the courts. It's pursue defamation, and using the courts is horrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad. That's so good. Yeah.
and it takes up valuable resources and time. I mean, all the time that people put into making these malicious reports, um, the workers are going out and investigating these reports when they could be out investigating, severe, child abuse. So it takes away the time and resources of cases that are really needing the workers to address them. So it's just, yeah, I'm really glad too that it's being addressed and these people are being punished.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, we've got M. Estave there. Hi, M. M says, can a narcissist be a better partner for his next victim? Laugh out loud. It seems to me the new woman has got him on a tight leash. Is that possible? David, did you want to talk to that one?
Sure. A big reason the personalities, the terms exist is because it's to help people realize that what's going on with them and why they're losing and can't keep relationships with people. So all the time I'm asked, and I'm sure you are too, know that they want to know, did my ex love me? Did they really care? Were they genuine? All these things. And, is it going to work with the next person? Is that going to last? Are they going to be happy together? Things like this. The best question or best thing to realize is that we're talking about capabilities, capacity, ability. We aren't talking about they just get to choose to abuse you, have a horrible relationship, and now they're going to choose to have a great, functional, happy, healthy relationship and meet the other person's needs, things like this. They don't have the capacity to do so.
Yeah.
So I don't care what it looks like with anybody else. So if they have a personality disorder, they're a narcissist, NPD, they're not going to be happier with somebody else. And it's not going to work out, period.
Yeah.
These aren't
Yeah.
happy people.
No,
Yeah.
it's an illusion, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
simply they're simply at the idealizing phase of the relationship, and they're doing everything with that person they did with you, and it will end, and they will go through what you went through. So no, the answer is a definitive no. Em, they will not, cannot be a better partner for the next victim. Yeah,
Yeah. It's not going to work. It's sick, it's toxic, it's unhealthy, it's dysfunctional, and it won't last. And it's
yeah,
abusive.
yeah. That's right. Vicky Jane said it's fake. Her time will come. Absolutely, Vicky. Couldn't have said it better myself. Her time will come, and she will go through all the pain and heartache that you've gone through. Yeah. Charlene says, so I was writing a blog about my experience with my ex-narc. So is it bad that I'm talking about it? Um, no, I don't think so at all, David. I think, as long as you're not using their name, of course, you don't want to get into that, slandering thing and get him on your back around that. But certainly talking about it is cathartic. And if you're doing a blog, you'll be talking to other survivors and victims out there about your experiences. It's very cathartic. It gets it off your chest. It's like journaling. When we journal, it becomes all those thoughts and feelings in our head. It becomes tangible when we put it on paper. So instead of this jumbled mix of memories and intermittent thoughts, we can put it in some kind of coherent order, and fashion on paper, and we can offload it, and we can I guess put it to rest. We can get it out there, address it, and put it to rest. So no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, is there, David? Like doing a blog about your experience.
You better be talking about it. And you talk about it till it doesn't bother you anymore, until you
Yeah,
totally clearly understand and feel better about it.
yeah,
Please. And just, I mean, keep it anonymous. Keep it anonymous.
yeah,
Big difference. We've got somebody, that two people leave a relationship, right? You've got you seek therapy, something, help, and you talk about this experience with them and maybe console a friend, family member, things like that, to let them know, tell them, sure, you got to do these things. We do it privately. We don't do it on Facebook. Your blog is great. And it helps others. Yeah, helps others understand. But we got to talk about it. We got to hear ourselves talk about it. We got to write it down. We got to see it and read it. And we got to really feel better about it and understand it really clearly.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is different. Be anonymous. No names, right? No things like this. You're not trying to hurt the other person. You're trying to help yourself and other people.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really good point. It has to be when you're doing these things, it has to come from a place of helping yourself and healing, not from a place of revenge. If your motive,
That's right.
it's about your motivation. If your motivation is, I'm going to write about them and let everyone know about them type thing, that's not going to help you heal. But if it's to, for that cathartic experience, to get it all out there and make sense of it, and and also as well help other people, then that's a wonderful thing. Yeah,
That's right. So posting a picture on Facebook of him and writing it and saying, look at this guy, this loser, he hurt me, cheated on me, whatever, that's not okay. Telling your mother is okay, right? So, yeah.
yeah, cool. Okay. um what else have we got here? Rebecca Millard's here. Hi, Rebecca. Rebecca says, I am wondering if flying monkeys are also narcissists, or are they just easily swayed by a master manipulator? That's a really good question. David, did you want to tackle that one? Are the flying monkeys
Well,
narcissists as well?
Well, I mean, not all. Who knows? Who knows? The point is that it's sick, unhealthy behavior, right?
Yeah,
It really is. And it's not something we need to understand real clear is it doesn't matter what your opinion is. It doesn't matter who's wrong, who's right. Talking bad, being aggressive, making accusations, things like this is wrong, period. And
yeah,
nobody gets involved because it's none of your business,
yeah.
period.
That's right. And
And it
supporting,
doesn't matter what your opinion is of some story, is what somebody's saying. That's all it is. And we all have opinions. It doesn't matter. They all stink.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Look, I guess it doesn't help to put a label on it. They can be, Rebecca, they absolutely
sure.
can be. But at the very
Sure.
least, they're toxic because they're supporting malicious rumors that have no validation. They're supporting someone who's dishing dirt. So at the very least, they're toxic. Can they be a narcissist? Yes. But
Sure.
there's not enough information there and to know, who you're talking about and what exactly they've done. But yeah, they can be, but if they're supporting, the smear campaign, they're toxic for you and you have to go no contact with them as well. Yeah.
Yeah, if they're supporting it and they're spreading it, then they're abusing you. They're abusing, and they feel like a bad person. They feel horrible about themselves. The only people that get involved like that with that kind of stuff feel that way. They have no
Exactly.
lives. Typically, another thing is they have no lives. They
That's
have no
right.
lives.
People who have got a life and have productive lives and are, happy in their lives, they don't sit there and get a kick out of someone ditching the dirt on someone else and go, yeah, yeah, that's great, you're wonderful. That they do that because they're lonely, bored people who love gossip. So yeah,
Yep. Yep. no lives, feel like bad people, projecting it, getting involved, none of their business. Thinks they think their opinion matters. What does narcissists always do when they're smearing people? That I got proof. I got proof. Look at my proof. They're just trying to convince you. They're trying to form your opinion for you, other people. If other people allow this to happen, you're sick. You're sick, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope that helps, Rebecca. Trying to find some more questions. Excuse me. Oh goodness, it's got so many comments here. Okay, we've got Misha Nadine Lang. Hi, Misha. Okay, you've got a long one here, so I'm just going to try and open it up. Okay, Misha says, I had a narcissistic boss who set up staff to do her bidding and make life terrible for people she didn't like. She ended up getting her best friend employed in to do my job before I had even let go for behavior I never committed. Yeah, and this is what I kind of touched on earlier, David, about it's not just in intimate relationships, is it? These smear campaigns go on inside the workforce, and yeah, as we know, that CEOs and the the head of big corporations and that are often narcissists because it's a position of power. So yeah, a boss setting up a staff to do her bidding and making life terrible for people she didn't like, that was because she derived power from that and narcissistic supply. And she's obviously got one of her flying monkeys in to do your job, and you were scapegoated out, Misha. And they're just, I guess, know that it had nothing to do with your performance, but because this person was a narcissist. I guess, Misha, in the workforce, I guess you've got a little bit of recourse there. Well, I don't know at your job, Misha, but David, with regard to if behaviour is overtly discriminatory and there's overt bullying there, or even covert bullying, within the workplace, they have the ability to complain and take that up a little bit. The problem there is that I found is when you make a complaint at work, you get labeled as the whistleblower, then you get labeled as a problem person and no one wants to, work with you. And it's kind of like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. So yeah, it's just one of those horrible, horrible positions to be in with a narcissist. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, it is. It could be the worst. But I mean, bright side, you got out of a bad place to work. No matter how much you like that job, you can't work for a boss like that. That's an aggressive boss, and a good point. You can't always complain to their boss. You can't keep doing it. You complain enough times, you look like the problem. So let them complain. Let them complain all the time.
Yeah.
Bosses
Yeah.
are like that. Trust me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard one, Mish, and I really feel for you. But yeah, just I hope you're out of there. And you would only ever go downhill on an emotional, mental level, working in that kind of environment. But is it fair? No, it is absolutely unfair. Okay, might just answer a few more. Okay, we've got Dulcie there. Hi, Dulcie. We got Jenny Hallett there. Hi, Jenny. Um, who else have we got? Susan Simpson says, when they make false acquisitions to the public guardians and public trustees and they don't listen and believe what they told them without any proof, what do you do then? Yeah, that's a hard thing, isn't it, David? That when you do, in the judicial process, once again, the narcissist is sometimes, or a lot of the time, believable, and they get believed with false evidence in the judicial process, and it's just, what do you do? It's so frustrating.
You got to be careful not react still. There's a lot of times, there's a lot of judicial processes in different countries that they won't allow you to say anything about the other person. They won't allow it. You start saying anything about the other person, you'll be silenced, you'll be fined, you'll lose the case. Be very
Yeah.
careful. React still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let them just be like that and you be good.
Yeah.
Contrast.
Yep, give them the rope. Keep giving them the rope, Susan. Is it like once again we get back to that whole fair thing? It is so incredibly unfair. But you know, if it's going to happen, let them be the bad guy. Let them dish the dirt. You presenting the facts around what is true and correct. Yeah.
That's right.
Kylie Lightfoot's here. Hi, Kylie. Let me just open up your question. Kylie says, are narcs also compulsive liars? Also, what about the ones who target kids because they can't get what they want from the victims who stood up? So they go through the kids to get to the other person. Like that's really messed up. Um, uh, uh, narcs compulsive liars? Absolutely. If their lips are moving, Kylie, they're lying. The only time they're telling the truth is when they're maybe telling you about their, just saying something and appearing to want, a sympathy about something that's happened in their life. But whatever it is, if they're telling the truth, the motivation is to get their ego stroked. So yes, they are compulsive, pathological liars, aren't they, David? They lie. It's what they do.
Yeah, totally. And this, this is delusional. They'll believe their own lies. Very common. They'll lose a sense of self of who they are. That's what happens to liars. You start losing sense of reality of who you are. Self-perception skewed horribly. Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and
Attacking children, I was gonna say attacking children. Obviously, it's horrible. We all know that, right? What's the best way to get a reaction out of somebody? Attack their children. Go through their children. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
horrible. I'm
that's
so
right.
sorry.
So as hard as it is, don't react. I mean, if they can't get what they want from you and they're using the kids, I guess just continue to document it, Kylie. But yeah, look at what you can control and look at what you can't control, because what you can't control, you can't let that affect your parenthood, because the kids need a happy mum. They need one appropriate parent. So you just have to come to terms with what you can't control, document all the stuff that's really, really dodgy, and accumulate it all together and go to your lawyer with that. But certainly put all the energy that you put into that anxiety of feeling, awful about what's going on with the kids, put that into making you the best, most productive mum, because they need you. They've got one disordered parent, they need one good one. Yeah.
Right. Perfect. Yep.
Okay, guys, we might just answer a couple more, and then we might start to wrap it up for the night. So I'm just seeing if we've got anyone new here. Okay, we've got Lorraine Macbeth there. Hi, Lorraine. We've got Ninzi and Fox is here, or Nick and Z and Fox. Hi. Um, okay. Da-da. Gosh, there's just so many comments here. I'm just trying to look for the questions. Okay, Ninzi and Fox says, I was the next one, and now he has a new one. I'm assuming you mean victim. But I don't want to warn her because I don't want to contact them at all. I only know he has a new one because I checked out his Facebook account to keep track of where he is, because he was recently released from prison. Yeah, did you want to talk to that, David?
Yeah, we always say no contact, and I don't blame someone if he's been maybe physically abusive, released from prison. I don't know, but yeah, I could understand why you want to keep the track of him, but do not contact anybody in his life. Just don't. It
Yeah,
won't help. It'll only backfire. It's not what is best for you. Trust me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do it.
And it never works contacting the new target anyway. You know, they won't believe you. They've been groomed and they're stuck in that, you know, love bombing stage. And even if they're in the devaluing stage, they'll still be trauma bonded, and they'll, you know, they won't they won't listen to you. Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's 2 years in the relationship, it's usually an addiction by that time, and addiction's number one. We protect it. That's why when you guys were in bad relationships, you didn't tell people in your life everything they were doing that was bad. They would expect you to leave. They would tell you to leave. You don't want to hear that. You
Yeah.
you hold on to that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly right. Okay, one more, guys, and we might wrap it up for the night. Okay, I'm just looking for someone who we haven't answered a question for. Got Yamil Armenteros there. Hi, Yamil. Uh, Yamil says, my group has been following your page and I've been watching David's YouTube for a year when I was with my narc ex. It really saved me. Oh, thank you, Yamil.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So happy that
Thank you.
that you gained some, yeah, support and help. And it's helped you. That's, yeah. Lovely, kind words. Thank you. Uh, Lorraine says, I laughed at your post. Well, I put a post up, I think it was yesterday or today. David, Lorraine says, I laughed at your post. What would you do if your narc accidentally deposited 8 grand into your account? I said, return the 8 grand to him in I said, return the 8 grand to him in Monopoly money in a coffin. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Oh my goodness. Jeez, it got
That's funny.
some really funny responses. Yeah. I don't think I'd return it. No, I'd probably keep it. And I really laughed at all the responses. Yeah.
Cross it
Okay.
off. Cross it off the debt.
Yeah. And did you know that narcissist that some people, I don't know if they do in the States, but this was another meme that I put out today that just I was in stitches, that some people refer to narcissists as twat waffles.
That's what?
Clearly it's not a name you use in the States, or maybe it's my accent to you. A twat waffle.
Ah, I heard you. I got it.
No,
That's good. Yeah.
that's not a term that you kind of use in the States. Yeah, no. I heard it today and put a meme out. A woman, that's what a woman calls her narcissist, and it just cracked me up. Like twat waffle, my favorite name at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Who else have we got here? Uh, Oh, my pen's not working. Okay. Yamil, we'll end with you. Last question. Yamil, I have a question. My narc ex created a dating profile using our couple's. What? I have a question. My narc ex created a dating profile using our couple's pic with a tag saying, I'm the narc. Is this typical? I left him in May. I wouldn't say it's typical, would you, David? Creating a profile with her in it.
On a dating site, that's just odd. And just think about the women that are going to date him from that, looking at that profile. My God.
Yeah, that's just bizarre. Maybe,
Oh,
Yamil, that it's because you're very attractive or something like that, and he wants to show other people, you know, that his last partner, who he doesn't want to be with anymore, was a very, you know, attractive woman, and he's using you to that end. Who knows? Or maybe he's using
he
it.
wants her to see it. He wants
The,
her to see it. He knows she would see it.
yeah, he wants it to
Yeah.
get back to you, and I guess it's a way of extending, you know, that smear campaign, isn't it? By saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, this girl's a narcissist. Don't date her." You know, it's just that's just terrible, and I would imagine that's actionable in that's slander, isn't it, David?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Good luck proving slander in court, though. But yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, we might leave it there, David. It's been an amazing night, guys. Yeah, apologies as always for not getting to answer everyone's questions. But yeah, make sure you come back next week. It's always a good excuse to come back next week. So, David, was there anything else you wanted to say before you go?
Yeah, I'd like to read a quote.
Sure.
Or is that okay? It's from Pierce Anthony, and I've posted this on a video of mine about smear campaigns before, but I want to read it here. Um, this is what he says: when one person makes an accusation, check to be sure he himself is not the guilty one. Sometimes it is those who cause, sometimes it is those whose case is weak who makes the most clamor. So let people talk, 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 talk. Let them point fingers, make accusations. You be
Yeah.
good, you be quiet, you be silent, live your life, be productive, be successful, be happy.
Yeah. The proof is in the actions of, it's not in someone's horrible words. The proof of who you are is in what you do that's got nothing to do with the that libel that's coming your way. So just let them hang themselves, as we've said a million times, and they will appear to everyone who they truly are. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great advice. Okay, David, thank you so much, as always, for joining us and co-hosting the show. Guys, please subscribe to David's YouTube channel, which is called Demar's Coaching. David will I'm sure I'll put a link up below. David's here every second Tuesday night. So I'm here every Tuesday night to answer your questions, and David tunes in live from Las Vegas every second Tuesday. So we can look forward to David being back in 2 weeks. And David keeps promising me that he's going to come over to Oz. So we're just trying to get a day and a time out of him when we can do some shows together over here.
That's right. When I feel like jumping the equator. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Coming over to some warmer weather.
You're right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. And please, everyone, my supporters, please go down to the description box, follow Nova's link to her YouTube channel, and just subscribe. Please support people that do things like this. Okay? People need help. They need information. The bigger this gets, the more people it'll reach. Okay? Please support Nova Brighter Outlook Counseling Service. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thank you very much for inviting me again. Yeah.
No worries, David. Thank you, as always, for joining in and helping us and co-hosting the show. I know everyone, that all my followers from Brighter Outlook love having you here and getting your advice. So, yeah, thank you so much. And, yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks, but no doubt I will talk to you before then.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, David.
Bye-bye. Good night.
See ya. Okay. Say goodbye to David. Doesn't want to go. What's going on, David? Can't get you out. There we go. I didn't mean that in a bad way. I couldn't click on the cross. So anyway, I might bring that camera down a bit. Yeah, love having David here. So he's here every Tuesday night, guys. And we're always very appreciative of having him here to help answer your questions. A big thank you for joining in and participating in this live stream. As much support as you get, I know that you give it to other people who are suffering and maybe a bit who are just fresh in their journey or are still with the narcissist. We can help each other, and I guess that's what one of the reasons we do this live stream is so that you guys can get together, get more support, and I guess to be able to help you, I guess, from a professional sense, to give you as much guidance as we possibly can. We never have all the answers, but to give you what help we can. So Thank you for joining me. Every Tuesday night we have these live streams. Just quickly before you go, for those of you who don't know, maybe you're new here tonight, you're just a new follower of Brighter Outlook Counselling Service. I am a professional counsellor on the north side of Brisbane in Queensland, Australia. My job is to work with victims, counsel victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse. That is what I do. It's also clearly my passion. So if you would like to have a private counselling session with me, I Skype people all over the world. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. I speak to people just all over the world. So it's just a matter of working out the time zone difference. And of course, I speak to people all over Australia via Skype. A lot of people say to me, oh, I don't have Skype, Nova, I don't know how to set it up. And that's absolutely fine because I can help you with that. It's quite easy, and I'm more than happy to help you to do that. So if you would like to have a one-on-one, just inbox me here at Brighter Outlook, and I'm very good at getting back to my messages, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So on that note, thank you once again, everyone. I love doing these live streams, and I love it that you participate. I will see you all next Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Brisbane, Queensland, Australia time. So don't forget to adjust your clocks if you're in a different time zone. Okay, on that note, make sure you have a wonderful rest of the week. As always, remember your worth and then add tax. Bye, everyone.